Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of Monday Night Therapy. The Husker Hope Hotline is open, especially because of what happened last Friday night in Minnesota. Fred, thank you for being here. Everyone, thank you for being in chat. I'm Minnie. This is Fred Sacco, and we're here to take your phone calls if you need help, some hope. 24-6, Fred.
Yeah. Do you want to do positives or negatives, or let me have my little preamble and then we can go from there and you can try and nurse people back to health? I mean, I'm up for whatever's clever, as the kids say.
You know what I've discovered as a Husker fan? It just feels good to get it out, right? It feels good because we cheer so dang hard for our team. We go to every event we can. We support them in every way we can. And to be embarrassed like that, just, yeah. I get it. I get it.
This game is like, it was like, I equate it to what I imagine prison sex would be. You go to your happy place, you get it over with, and you never speak of it again. This was to me, I've heard a lot of takes. I've listened to a lot more chatter than normal because I just wanted to see if I was the only crazy person. But to me, this is the worst loss we've had under Matt Rule since he's been here. Beyond a couple of the blowouts, beyond a couple of the snatched defeat from the jaws of victory, wild games we had, because a level of expectation was created by what we had done. And they just go out and did that. Like, we were the first and fourth quarter team and we were gritty now and we were winning the games that we should win and, fight back. And it just, it didn't pan out. It was painful. If I had a nickel for every time I said I'm over this on Friday, I could give Rule the 40 million he needs to buy subpar players and more staff. Like, just ignominious defeat. Ridiculous.
Yeah, shocking. You just look at how we began the first quarter and you think, okay, they didn't make it on the first drive when we clearly could have scored. Didn't make it on the second try. And you thought, okay, we've seen this happen a time or two. Mm-hmm. But to not score a touchdown the entire game just doesn't even compute with what we've seen this season.
Yeah, it's hard. And I know, and somebody will say Fred said it's hard, but when Keene said I admitted to being crazy, that's true. But like, the offense, I know we lost Rocco early and then we lost Pritchett with just a ridiculous penalty. Like, I mean, that's the most Husker of Husker things a Husker could do, because how do you it's like getting fired on your day off. Like, how do you get called for targeting, finishing a block when that's just dumb. Like, you need to know the Big Ten refs are weird anyway, and they will get you with some strange edge calls. So we lost those guys, but we were also told we had 8 guys who could play, and we had more oars at tackle than whatever. Well, PJ Fleck took those oars, stuck them up our ass. Our line didn't communicate. They didn't play well together as a unit. That kind of falls on, the staff. It was a debacle. Like, I haven't been this disappointed. I mean, I guess it shows that I still care, but I haven't been this disappointed in a loss in some time, because this was a game we should have won. And everybody said, oh, they're not Minnesota. They're not what they were. They were exactly Minnesota. Minnesota is Iowa light. They wait, they find a weakness, they exploit it, and then they slowly choke you out with basic football. And that's what Nebraska still cannot execute this many years later. We can't execute or defend basic football. They have a fraction of the nil and the resources we do. and yet they can just beat us up like that. It is just terrible.
Yeah. This is, you guys laugh at me, but this is why I keep saying Coach Fleck is actually a good coach. He gets the most out of very, very little. He attacked our weaknesses and kept attacking them. There was no mercy.
Mm-mm.
It was literally war, and he won. He won. But, it wasn't all bad. I know it seems like it. It really wasn't.
I'm sorry, I wasn't expecting that early, but okay.
We live another day. We live another day. We get to play more games. I mean, there's hope still.
Ooh,
So
good.
I know. Woo. Hey, how do you think I feel? I actually got excited about this game. I went to a Husker watch party and I got to meet one of my all-time favorite Husker players.
Oh, who's that?
Divine Ozigbo.
Oh, wow. Huh.
I was so excited because, he's definitely one of the reasons why I'm as big of a fan as I am right now. And he was one of the bright spots in a very dismal, horrible time during our Husker career, fandom, whatever.
I mean, if you see him again, tell him, yeah, he was great. Like, he was the most Oregon looking player that we had when Frost came here. Like, after that year, like, Ozigbo was phenomenal. Like, one of the better running backs we've had in some time. Yeah, that guy was awesome. Hope he's doing well.
He looked well. He looked really well. He looked healthy. That's the most important thing. If you're a running back out of the Big Ten, right? I worry about the guys. But I got a picture with him if you want to. I'll show you.
Oh,
and
look at that. Wow.
I was with Connor as well. So it was kind of neat that we got to run into him.
That's cool. What, Connor can't afford numbers on his jersey, or is he like a fair weather fan where he puts on like his favorite number, like an iron-on every year? That's interesting.
I don't think I've ever seen him wear a jersey with a number on it. Maybe. Okay. Yeah, he always chooses ones that I don't think he does, but I don't know. I'll have to ask him.
Inquiring minds,
But I'm going to say hello to our chat because you guys just being here and showing up for this. Thank you. You
Jackson
guys are the reason.
Here.
Who?
Jackson Johnson.
Oh, hi, Jackson. Okay, so you're in the chat too. Go see, and this is what I mean. This takes guts to keep your name, Nebraska strong. Go Big Red. He's not changing his name. You go, buddy. He says, on the plus side, we should steamroll Northwestern and become bowl eligible this weekend.
Wow, he's drinking that Walgreens wine like you are. My goodness.
We should. Hey, I'm not there yet, but we will see. I love it. I love it. Let's see. Perpetually Indignant says, after watching Rule today, it seems as if the theory I posted last night about the team getting too cocky after come behind wins was true. Yeah, what did he say? He actually said something along the lines of, we were 7-6 at halftime, and they looked sad walking into the locker room. And he used the word entitlement.
Mm-hmm. He even said during the week that he said he kept talking about how good Minnesota was, which I still don't think they are. Sorry, Tony Lash, from wherever you are. But it's like he said he was talking about it, and other coaches were telling him, why are you crowning them? Like, why are you crowning them like some great thing? And nobody listened to Rule. And it just showed, I mean, they had more energy and more everything. And yeah, so Keen's right. Yeah, it was, I think they thought we got to that spot where, okay, we get them in the fourth. We'll get it. And then it just never materialized. And they were like, what the hell just happened? And they got to fix that.
They do. Wade Farr wants to know what hope. Wade, I'm glad you asked, but you're going to have to stay tuned in for a little bit longer before we reveal the hope that we still have.
I only
Okay.
got like a handful of beers over here, so I don't know how much of those I can take before we get to the hope, Minnie, but please
Here's
continue.
here's one positive. Roger Moore says no turnovers. There you go.
Wow. Yep.
Our work is done here. No, I'm kidding.
That's true. I mean, for all the sacks that Dylan took, he could have fumbled it at some point. So this is true.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know Dana Williams, he's feeling it. 2 words, icky poo. Icky
Mm.
poo. And that's I like that he's using those delicate phrases. Just in case we have any children
Yeah, a lot more
listening.
delicate than I was using Friday night. I probably offended my neighbors and scared the dogs, but I created a lot of new words on Friday. It was just,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, and I was thinking about that. I was talking to Connor about it. We had a good time, but I was feeling really kind of low towards the end of the game, and I couldn't stay to watch the rest of it. But I was thinking if I was home watching this by myself, which I usually am, uh, this would be horrible. I may be in bed for days. If I wasn't around people and like stuff going on, I don't think I would have fared as well. So I can
I
imagine.
I just drank heavily and texted my friends, and I saw the text just dwindle after that 98-yard drive. It's just like my friends gave up. The team was done. Jerry Morrow says maybe we can get Johnny Rogers back. I mean, he could probably run around Gotcha. I mean, it's like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's rough. It was a rough game. I don't know where they go from here. Um,
I don't
it's
know.
it's tough.
It's going to show what they're actually made of. And we hope that our instincts weren't wrong all the way up until that game, and they show a little bit of that grit that they showed in other games. I mean, but to be honest, I think Dave Matney's the one who said it. Something along the lines of, oh, here it is. He said there were clues to this. This should not be a big surprise. He's right. There were
Mm.
clues to it, but it seemed like, okay, things would get kind of crazy and we'd handle it. Like it wouldn't be as big of a problem the next game. Is that
Mm.
fair?
It's a little bit fair, but I mean, I don't want to go back to the I told you so machine, but who on the screen in preseason and start of the season said that they didn't believe in this offensive line and they'd have to see it first? I mean, I'm
Yes, you're right.
raising my
You are
hand.
right.
And
You are right.
it's the same thing. And John mentioned it in his video, and other people even Houston Christian, we had a short yardage against them and we couldn't knock them off the ball. Like, that's Houston Christian.
Yep.
That ain't 85 Bears. So it's like they have to figure out something scheme wise to scheme around this offensive line, what's left of it, in order to give Dylan time to throw or get something quick, or run a little something, anything, or Latif on some things where he can run and get out of there.
Okay. If anyone else brings up Latif, I am going to jump across the screen and strangle you. Let's just leave that name out of our mouths for tonight, please.
David,
I might go insane. I may go insane if somebody says that name. But I'm glad that you brought up the offensive line, because here's the thing. They were improving. When we finally figured out who the 5 were that we're going to be using, and then we get killed because we get injuries, we get a 15-yard penalty, he gets ejected from the game. It's like, what the heck is going on? We lose 2 of our guys. I don't think Turner Corcoran has ever been fully healthy to go. he was questionable just days before we started the season. And
Corcoran's
Teddy,
been questionable for years. So
well, and okay, so I'm glad that you bring this up because, and somebody else says, okay, Aaron Keene says, fire Donnie, hashtag. I get where you guys are coming from. But I put together a little spreadsheet or visual for you because, well, even for myself, because I wanted to know, okay, where did this problem start? And in December of 2021, Donovan Raiola was hired to take over for Greg Austin. The names in green are the players that were inherited by him. Do you know we had 9 players on our roster for the offensive line? 9 players that he had to work with for 5 positions.
mm-hmm.
That's how horribly Scott Frost looked for offensive linemen and recruited them.
I get that. Yeah. Okay. Continue.
And Justin Evans was then recruited. And then we also got out of the transfer portal Hunter Anthony and Kevin Williams Jr. The names in red are the ones that Donovan Raiola has actually recruited, but they're still young guys.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you go over to the names in black, those are the transfers that we've gotten in. And, they're just, in my mind, when we get a transfer offensive lineman, we're just plugging a hole and praying to God it works. It holds up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in looking at this, I was thinking, well, he really hasn't had that much of a chance to develop offensive linemen.
But the people that he had they ever gotten any better? Like Turner Corcoran.
Bryce Benhart did.
Yeah, kind of after forever.
Mm-hmm.
Corcoran was good in a game like 2 games ago, and they put him in late, and he was a steadying influence, but the guy's been here for 6 years. Raiola's been here for 4. Cam Jurgens, they somehow finally got him to, turn into something, but it's like at some point he needs to take the people that he's got, those people in red that I'm looking at. And if we're not getting them ready to where they can even come close to cracking the lineup, and we got to go with, oh gosh, forget his name, the other tackle, and then they moved him out. He's been injured since day one. That dude. Yep. So he's like, if that's one of our best options and we can't get away from not using him, and then we slap somebody else in, it's like it's on the staff to get more people or better bodies. And a lot of people say you can't just find offensive linemen, and I get that, but at some point you need to make these people better. Like Grant Bricks is supposed to be phenomenal. Where's he at? It's just
developing. I mean, he's only in the 2nd year. The thing is Gunnar Gatula was forced to start, right, because of injuries.
Yep.
And he's okay. He's not fully developed. I mean, ideally, you wouldn't have him starting until this year.
No, but at some point, he's still got to take the training wheels off. And he's been here since before Rule. Donovan has. So it's like, the juice ain't worth the squeeze. And at some point, a lot of people have said, it's like, are we being held hostage by that family to keep the quarterback? I'm just saying, I know it's going to upset you. And I know Jerry said,
it's not that I'm upset. I don't think it's fair because he hasn't recruited. He hasn't been able to recruit until almost, 2023. All those names are from 2023. That's when he was able to finally start recruiting. So now we're like, okay, buddy, yes, you were better last year than we were the year before, but that's too bad. You're out of here. I mean, I don't know if that's fair.
Oh, it's fair. the chat will explain how fair that is. I mean, and out of the transfers we got, Ben Scott was really good because he was good already.
Yes.
Mazuka was okay, but he was a bit of a head case. I think he's kind of like a Pritchett. You know, Spindler's been fine. It sucks that he got hurt because he was one of the few good ones. But also, again, Corcoran has never really improved in his entire time here.
He's been injured.
Potopsky seems to have gone backwards, and he's a captain. Like, he's not, like, I don't know. He's just not getting it done.
He's the strongest on our offensive line.
Yeah.
Right now, Henry Letowski. As well as what you said is right. Rocco Spindler. I mean, he's just NFL caliber. There's no doubt about it. And him getting hurt in this last game really, yes, it did. Because he's been a bright spot on the offensive line. What happened is Tyler Kanak had to take his place, and Gunnar Gatula then, I think, was trying to fill in for Tyler Kanak's like shortcomings.
And that could be, but another thing I'd like to bring up was we were reminded many times by the staff that we had 8 guys who could play, and we could get people in and move them around, and we could rotate and do all kinds of cool stuff. There was zero communication with Knack and the other dudes as far as the twists and the line calls. So that's either on the coaches or the players not getting it. I mean, Rule today seemed just mad at everything, and rightfully so. So he's like, I'm done with this. Like, so, I mean, we're basically in the same spot as we were last year. We've got to this spot. We're going to have the swoon, or are we going to bow up and fight back? Like, and I don't know if it's on our agenda tonight, but Northwestern's won 4 straight.
Yes, they have.
You know, they lost to Tulane. So it's like, but Northwestern has done Northwestern things. They start a little rough. They're always ugly. Then they start reeling off wins mid-season. That's like their MO. And I don't feel 100% confident that we'll just roll out and kick their ass. I mean, they got a great wide receiver. They got a good D end. You know, they run the ball pretty well. I
don't even know what I just clicked on.
Oh, that was I got enough of it, and it made me chuckle. Thank you, Vince. That was good.
Okay, I'm going to take this image off, but I want to read Kaylee's comment here. She says, honestly, I see that list and think OSU and UGA or any other elite programs would do at least above average with that talent. Hell, I think Fleck could make the list work. I actually am glad Kaylee brought that up, because I was thinking the same thing. PJ Fleck doesn't get good talent, but he is definitely a developer. And I wanted to see, hey, what about his O-line coach? What has he done? His name is Brian Callahan, not to be confused with the other Callahans that we know. And he consistently puts NFL players in the draft, okay? Mm-hmm. But see, here's the difference. He's been with PJ since 2017. So it's not been since the beginning of time. You have to work together and build a roster. You have to build depth. We had nothing to work with. Our cupboards were bare on offensive line for years, not just the first year that Donovan Raiola was here, but the second year as well. We didn't start recruiting offensive linemen till the third year he was here. So I think that if we're going to seriously talk about how he should be fired, you should examine what would other places do. I mean, do you expect it to be turned around in 2 years or less? We're building a program. We're trying to develop.
He's been here for 4 years. He's been here a year longer than Rule. So he's got whatever you at some point, a guy has to make do with what he has. It's like, and see, that's where I get angry now looking back. It didn't age so well. And I liked it at first last week when Rule was saying during the Penn State stuff, oh, we need 40 million to be elite or whatever. So you're going to say that and then go out to a team that has a lot less resources than us, a lot less good players than us, and get the shit kicked out of you, and it doesn't gel anymore. And that's like, so that shows that you can't coach guys up anymore. That's what I feel like when I hear that. And then I see what happened on Friday. It's like, you expect money to buy players, so you got to get the best. But then you got Fleck, who has nothing, and he's openly said he has not nearly the money that anybody else has. And it's like, it falls on deaf ears after that, and I start to lose confidence in their ability to develop. And they're supposed to be developers. That's what I thought. That's why I was excited. Rule and his staff, they develop players. We've not seen it, and yeah, I don't know. It's tough. Ooh, I can't read that name, but
I can't either, and I know I'm going to mess it up. Ali Babwa 26 says Minnesota recruits way better than you think we do. We have better players. Why are you so obtuse?
No, you don't have better players. You have better coaches, and they have a better scheme and game plan. We have better athletes all over the place. It's just they're not coordinated as well as Minnesota's are, unfortunately. And it pains me to say that.
Well, truth be told, PJ Fleck could have left Minnesota a long time ago. Surprised he hasn't, for a better program with more money. But he likes it there. And I think part of it feeds his ego into, making something out of nothing. And, he always talks about how he's the little guy, and, he has had to work really hard and he caters to that kind of mentality. That's what he likes. And he likes to build people up that really have everything against them, kind of like Malachi Coleman. I mean, look at what he did over there. And Malachi, I think,
he caught one pass.
Well, I mean, he did pretty good. He did. But what did he run for, like 16 yards?
Yeah, and that's the last we saw of him. So it's kind of like what he did when he was here,
Well, maybe he'll do more. But do you remember Haas?
He's a good kid, but yeah.
Do you remember Haas said that he thinks that something was going on, like with the fact that he was talking about how, he had been abandoned when he was a kid, and that, you kind of have the world versus me mentality and a chip on your shoulder. And that's what he thinks was really the problem with Malachi when he was here. Well, that would be the perfect type of player for PJ Fleck to have.
That's true. It would. And there is something, and see, and this falls into the thing that I know a lot of people don't like to talk about nil and the problems it may cause, but Cliff, as I say, the bull will win. I like you. You're cool. Bull will win. But it's like, I've talked with my friends about this, old people older than me, and they're like, at what point does it become a problem when you have the quarterback who makes $3 million? Not talking about Dylan, but I'm just saying, and you got linemen that make less. And then the quarterback maybe doesn't perform. And then the guys aren't going to block for him because, well, I only make $500K or less. Minnesota probably doesn't have that problem as much as we do because they're not getting that much. So they were flying around and they looked happy to be there. Mm-hmm. Our guys looked like they were like, fuck is this? And they kind of played hard here and there, but that seems to be the difference in this nil era. Some guys just want to play and other ones want to make their money or their podcasts or their other shows or all their stuff, or they're chasing threes. And it's like, you can't win if you're going to do that, especially in our position. We still need to be better. We're not just going to roll out there and win every week. We don't have that yet. No. Wrote it down our throat. Good for you, Pitt. Plus 10 Fred points for that. We're doing Fred points.
We're not changing it from Pitt to Fred points.
Thanks, Sorry, Fred. I am insightful. Thank you.
Yes.
I'm drinking a Kincaid beer for you. And actually, it's called the Bear. And that's in honor of Northwestern, because it's probably a game they play in their car wash. So this is the Bear by Kincaidor. It's a very good beer. Shitty taste. It was, Jerry. It really was. But I'm here now. So I'm happy to be here with you.
Well, this is news to me. Alibaba 26 says we have way more NIL than you think, roughly 10th in the Big Ten. Once again, tell me who you have who is as good as Darius Taylor or Coy Parrish or Anthony Smith. Well, you know what? We do have, you may not believe it because he didn't look like it on Friday. We do have a 5-star quarterback. He's just playing with a 2-star offensive line.
Our secondary is better than Coy Parrish, too. And I don't recall hearing Coy's name at all.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I mean, I don't know.
He plays offense and defense for them. Yeah. He's going to be a good player. I'm quite sure PJ will develop him very well, but yeah.
He will. He'll be wearing short pants and everything, but
yeah, exactly. But you know, everybody wants to talk about how we were in the same place this time last year. So I went back and I was like, oh, everything got really fuzzy for me, really fuzzy after the Indiana loss.
How fuzzy did it get, Minnie?
Well, I've got to tell you, I think I blacked out at that game. Just because it was such a horrible feeling to get beat that bad, kind of just like you're walking along, you're like, you know, you hear about these pedestrians getting hit on the sidewalk, just innocent pedestrians.
That's what are you talking about?
What I felt like. That's what I felt like at the Indiana game.
Okay.
56-7. Okay.
That's a leap, but anyways, yeah.
That is seriously what I felt like. And well, that's the game where we were 5-2 after that. Okay. Then it was such a horrible feeling. I remember that because I almost canceled my plans to go to Ohio State because we had a bye week and then we played Ohio State. And I'm like, I'm thinking with tears in my eyes, I can't possibly go and watch them lose to Ohio State. If we get killed by Indiana, there's no way that we'll do anything good at Ohio State. So I was going to cancel my trip, but everything was already paid for, set up. So I ended up going, not expecting anything, just going. I was pleasantly surprised. We didn't win. We still didn't win. But we came that close. It was 21-17. Do you remember that?
I do. Yeah. It was a game I thought we'd get crushed in, and we roared back. So that's the question. Is this the rule pattern? Like Bo would have beat most everybody, have just one ridiculous loss, and then have like a meltdown of some kind and lose to somebody who was good. And so I wonder, are we going to have Rule with this weird mid-season swoon where we just shit the bed some horrible way against a team who is very inferior? And I can't remember the Minnesota guy that says we're obtuse. I mean, I am obtuse. I'm round. I will admit that. But it's like, is that the pattern? And then is it going to be a recovery and then all that? But it's like, at some point, I think we all crave consistency. Just win. Just beat the people you're supposed to beat. We should have won on Friday, and we just threw it away. And I think now, unfortunately, it's going to shake their confidence a little bit, and that's where Rule and the team and the coaches got to get it back together because, you know, they're not who they were. It sucked. That was the most. I did not expect that. I was shocked. I was shocked by what we saw on Friday.
Yep. Yeah. There's no way, if you are even just a mild Husker fan, to have been watching just how's the team going. You know, there's friends I have that just are curious, how's your team? And they know that we're doing pretty good. We have some grit. We have hope. And then to hear, oh my gosh, what an embarrassment for you guys. I've been made fun of. I see Bull will win. Michigan fan, he's in the chat. Asian Posh is in the chat. I've done 2 other shows not dedicated to Nebraska Huskers in the last 2 days. And don't you think that I'm getting it from all angles here? Everyone's like, gosh, how sad for you.
That sounds like the Northwestern locker room, but yeah, I mean, it's tough, and people want us to succeed. Other opposing teams do, and that's nice. And I hope we do. And it's just tiring. This is the thing. Like I said again in preseason, I said I've heard it every regime, best depth, most the greatest strength and conditioning numbers through winter conditioning and all this stuff. And it equates to this, it equates to going out against a foe that does not have the Jimmies and the Joes, but they had the motivation and the coaching, and they just played simple football. And everything we do is like a Rube Goldberg machine to get anything accomplished. Completing a fade route is like a mystery for some reason. And Dylan can throw that ball, but it's like we never hit it. And blocking, and we get beat by a 2-man rush. And it's just, at least our special teams are good. Thank God. We got that. But it's one more thing that needs to be fixed. It's amazing how we can't just put it all together.
The Bullwoman, thank you so much for the super chat. And Caden, I see your super chat too. I'll read that in just a sec. He says,
right.
feel like you guys should dedicate more NIL towards linemen and recruiting. You were in top 3 for David Money Sanders. That's what I mean right there. We have a 5-star quarterback that comes to us as a 5-star. He can't even get his friends to come and play with him here. We pulled out all the stops. Just the money's not there.
Yeah, and that's, and we go back to that because we got Pritchett, and I don't know if he was our 3rd choice for tackle because we were on that World's kid that went to Oregon, the New Mexico kid that went to Kentucky for some reason. So I don't know how they either outbid us or outdueled us for him. And then we got Pritchett.
Mm-hmm.
So we went after 3. We got apparently the worst of the 3 because I hear that World's kid's doing good at Oregon. And that's to be the rap on Rule. His offensive coordinator first pick was Pete's, didn't get him, went with Satterfield. He wanted this player, he wanted different quarterbacks, I'm sure. And we got Jeff Sims. So it's like, either he can't evaluate the talent or he can't entice the best to come here. And so we get 2nd and 3rd choices, and they are notably lower than what we would like to have. And apparently we either don't have the time or ability to develop the people that we do have. It's kind of a double blind, and it's very confusing to me because I was sold on the fact that Rule is a developer of talent. But in the nil and portal era, I don't think that works as well anymore. So now we got to get plug and play guys. And that's hard. You ain't going to get a great lineman out of the. And somebody else said you can get DBs and all that. That's a common body type versus O lineman, D lineman.
Yeah.
We haven't even talked about the D line today, but it's like same deal. They got crushed. That was painful.
Yeah. Yep. It was. All facets of it were pretty painful to watch.
Yeah, I mean,
the only positive, and Matt Rule said this, I don't know if he said it Friday or if he said it today, but the one positive was our special teams, which is, I can't even wrap my brain around it. How we could be the worst in the country in special teams last season, and we make a change at coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, we hired the best coach for special teams of all time, which goes back to kind of what you were saying earlier, Fred, that coaching made the difference for Minnesota. And thank God, because that's the only score that we had was 2 field goals.
Mm-hmm.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. And we had a punt that put him at the 2, great punt. So again, look what we did with the change in one coach I would hate to, broach the topic, but what if we got a good offensive line coach that could coach up what he had right now instead of still just doing what we're doing? I mean, I just don't see it. The special teams were a boon. They were great. They've been consistent, and we've had a couple of hiccups here and there over the course of the season, but they've been a bedrock of the team compared to everything else.
Yeah. Yeah. My first thought was, can Coach Eckler, can he coach offensive line? And then I was thinking, well, maybe he could be a head coach too. I don't know.
There's a part of me that's wondering if he would be a good head coach if,
I
things
know.
went sideways at some point. Not that I'm saying that would happen, and I like what Justin Rogge says it would never happen, but I would love if Bill Callahan was our offensive line coach because that's that guy's forte. That's what he does.
Yeah.
They tried to say Donovan had pedigree. He played, I think, Wisconsin. He played for the Bears for 5 minutes, and then he was a line coach for the Bears. I was a Bears fan for a long time. I'd already quit watching by the time he was coaching their line, but the Bears offensive line sucked forever. So not a ringing endorsement. There's got to be somebody else. There just has to be. And I believe that Rule had somebody else in mind, just like everything else. But
Sure. Didn't work out.
It didn't. And we thought we could make it work. Thought we could make Satterfield work at OC. It's
the thing is that Rule came to us in a time when you couldn't bring coaches with you. Granted, he was coming from the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
But, there was that whole thing where you couldn't bring your staff with you. You couldn't bring players with you. However, he didn't have a staff and he didn't have players. Otherwise, he may not have been our head coach if we were in that position a year later. Because that next year, Kirk Cignetti came from James Madison to Indiana. He brought his entire coaching staff with him and most of his roster, as well as, let's see here. Didn't Deion Sanders do the same thing?
I think he did. He probably did. Yep.
Yeah. So it's just kind of crazy how what you're saying is so right on. It's like bad timing on our part because he came right out of the NFL. If he would have came from like his coaching staff at Baylor or, Temple and brought those guys with him, that might have worked out a lot better for us.
Yeah, timing, but you still have to make do with what is available and what you got, and I saw Jerry said we should change our fight song to the Titanic theme if we lose to Northwestern, and that's probably a thing that would, but yeah, I don't know. But the thing is, Rule's smart. He made changes last year like that when stuff was going bad. So that's kind of the elephant in the room. Is he going to do that again right now after this last little stretch? Or are we going to just try and tough it out? There was talk last night on the Sunday show, Haas, Greg, and Jake, and talk about if the offense is even like really Satterfield's, or I'm sorry, if it's even Holgerson's or if it's Satterfield's. So it's like, that's scary because if that's a thing, then
you better believe it's not Holgerson, or it is Holgerson's. He's not coming here to coach somebody else's offense. That's ridiculous.
I'd hope not.
He's too seasoned of a coach. Yes, I know he had to learn, what the plays were that, I mean, they're basically all kind of the same. Anyways, he just had to learn terminology at the end of last year so that he could take over as the offensive coordinator. But you brought up a good point in that, okay, so after OSU, we lost to UCLA when they came to Lincoln. And that's when Coach Rule made that change. He's like, nope, he's calling Dana Holgerson, getting him to Lincoln. And from that point forward, that's when we started having Dana Holgerson as our offensive coordinator.
It was, and I don't know. I didn't follow Dana when he was at West Virginia, but I remember a lot of the Oklahoma State stuff. And just going off of what I saw back then does not look like his offense now. And maybe it changed, maybe something else is different. I don't know, but I remember his Okie State offenses, and it was a lot of draws, a lot of quick hitters, a lot of tunnel screens, a lot of things where it was 1, 2, 3 throw, hit something over the top eventually after the play action. And this is just like, it's different because it's a slow drop back and he has to just, I don't know. And Dylan's big and strong and all that, but I don't know if he's going to make it if we keep running plays that we do that are not giving him a chance to succeed. And that's a problem. He wants to go to the NFL. Either the scheme or the line or the whole coordination of it is, this ain't doing it. Because he looked like, and people that are older than me and my age might remember, he looked like Jim Everett on one play. They broke through and he just collapsed because so many people came at it. That was Jim Everett for the Rams. He was getting sacked like out of his mind one game for years ago. And it was like that. So if that's the offense that we have for him, I don't know why he's going to want to even stay, because it's like he's getting killed out there.
Mhm.
He's not getting a chance to succeed. And I feel bad for him. You know, it's like he had grand hopes, as we all did, and just not awesome right now.
Nope. Nope. I mean, I said this a couple of times on Saturday. You know, I just woke up with that bitter taste in my mouth and had a, you know, luckily there's other games on to help me kind of not think about that. But in between those games, it's like, you know, I'm just like murmuring rah, 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 all this negative stuff. And I was saying, of course, you say things when you're upset that you don't necessarily mean, but maybe I did. I don't know. And one of the things was maybe it would be better for Dylan Raiola to transfer at the end of the season, because I don't want him wasting his entire college career, all of his talent, when he's not even getting blocked. You know, give him a chance. Give him a chance to at least be good.
Yeah, it's well, and John had talked about it too. He said he thought that apparently they think this is the style that's going to get him there, but it's like, no, it's not. When there's no line, you know, are we preparing him to play for the Browns? Because that's like the Browns, they always suck, and the quarterback gets killed because they have, you know, so it's like, and that too, Beetleby, it's like we had some stretches. It was only 7-6.
Yeah.
And we just went air it out, but it was like not quick air it out. It was these long drops where he's got time to get crushed. And it's just not cohesive, whatever is going on. And that's where the staff has to talk about it and figure out. And Satterfield said this in his first year here, and it killed me because he said, oh, he learned about play calling when Rule had him coach the offensive line at the Panthers, because it was like, oh, I needed to learn how to complement the line with our plays. Okay, well, then do that now. You know, figure out a way to make it work with a line that's not great. We got awesome receivers, great tight ends, and running back, you know, generational quarterback. Figure out a way to go quick. I'd be fine if we threw it 50, 55 times a game with Dylan if it made sense and it worked, but there's just no cohesiveness. Yeah.
We find ourselves too many times at 3rd and long. You can't run it then. So you got to figure out a way to not be in those positions in order to get more runs.
Yeah.
We can't rush like that. Diamond Dave, I appreciate your comment. He's not wrong. There's nobody that I've seen in recent years, especially, that has more heart to play for Nebraska Cornhuskers than Dylan Raiola. He has so much heart. I mean, it's not about the money. and he'll take it. Here's the thing about him. You watch these other quarterbacks with egos, Carson Beck, and they want to blame the problems on other players. And Dylan says, I'll take it all. It's all, yes. I need to do much better. You could see the frustration on his face. So he knows he needs to improve.
He does. There's things, and people talked about it. Guys are open. He's not seeing them. He goes to the check down all the time, but then he should go to something else. When he goes to check down, it's like, but that's because he doesn't trust the line in front of him. Yeah. So it's like, it's like compound interest after a point. It just piles in on the dude, and and then he has to do the underhand throw or whatever, and those are dangerous. They worked, but ideally, the best play he made was that left-handed throw. That was phenomenal. Like, that was great. Like, literally to sling that chef's kiss. But the rest of that stuff's dangerous, and it'll get us hurt another time. But he feels compelled to do that because he does not trust what's going on around him. Yeah. And that's the problem.
Beetle B says he's going to get hurt if we see that again. Who's to say he wasn't playing hurt? How many of our quarterbacks over the recent years have played hurt? We find out they had a broken jaw or they had a broken thumb after the season. Holgerson had said last week in a press conference that Dylan got knocked around a lot and that he was getting loopy. Could he have had a concussion? It's just, he's getting knocked around so much. We're not protecting him enough to let him be good. And yeah, he does need to improve. I'm not saying that.
He's only a sophomore. He's not been here, but also he's played 20 games now, thereabouts or something. So it's like, it ain't his first day either. So, but again, the coaches need to put him in a position to succeed. And I feel like they're not doing it. And I don't know where that's coming from. And that's the sticky wicket for me. Like, why are we not getting that settled?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. Red Wine says Raiola has 3 options. Pass quick, throw the ball away, run. But he doesn't have all day to do it. Okay, he has exactly. When I was counting, he has 3 seconds. 3. Yeah. Mm-hmm. How's that all day? I can't even decide, what color lipstick to put on in 3 seconds. I'm just saying, like, I just don't get it. This is not all day.
For football, but there's that. Yeah. No, he doesn't. I watch the replays, and I'll count, one Mississippi and all that, and you can see it's a struggle. But again, sometimes guys aren't getting open. Sometimes they aren't. He's missing them. So it's a discombobulated effort that we need to figure out. Yeah, 2.5 seconds. There you go. Figure it out, Minnie.
There you go. I'll do better. I got this. You can count on me. I'll do better. Well, the thing is I get it. We're all frustrated. It was a stupid, tough loss. Stupid.
That was ridiculous. It was just no reason for it. I said it a million times. Everything went wrong. It was a team effort. Really, it was a team effort other than special teams, It's brutal.
Yeah. Yeah. At this point, whatever it takes to get us to win and whatever player we use. I know you guys think that I am, a Dylan disciple. I'm grateful that he chose to come to Nebraska because I know you guys all want to remember the glory days and how good we were and that Nebraska's name meant something. But in my fandom, Nebraska, the name means nothing. People don't recognize it. Recruits don't want to come here. It's not. People laugh when they're called Nebraska's called a blue blood. Granted, nobody really uses the term blue blood anymore either, but it's people like Dylan Raiola wanting to come and be great at Nebraska that I can really get behind. And that's why I love him being our quarterback. And I love any player that has that kind of heart and dedication. I mean, Emmett Johnson, he just wanted a chance to play, and look at what he's done.
Mm-hmm. No, he played great for the limited time that he had. He did everything he could. So, yeah, it's just vexing. We have players that want to get it done. We have a staff that says they want to get it done. They need to. I feel like there's too many layers of something in the way that's causing issues or something, just because we get jammed up or bottled up. We don't just play anymore,
Yeah. Yeah. I like that, Fred. Hey, I did some research because I was really upset with the thought that this was all going to be negative. And you guys know I can't do that. I can't just be negative. It like goes against my grain and it eats at me. So, September 21st, 1996. Does that ring a bell to you, Fred?
What was that date again?
September 21st, 1996.
Oh, was that Arizona State game?
Yes.
19-0.
19-0.
Yeah.
Good memory. How did that feel? About like this?
No, that was even worse.
Oh.
Because that was the end of our run, our first run. Like, we had won 26 straight. It was brutal. And that hurt. Like, that was invincibility was broken at that time. So, yeah, that was worse than this, because this hurt, but I don't expect a ton out of this team versus what I expected out of our team back then, coming off of 2 straight championships.
Yeah. It was our first time being shut out since 1973.
Okay. Yeah.
That's 23 years. No shutout. And then you get to the second game into a season after a national championship and you get shut out by ASU, who is like almost nobody at that point, but they did become somebody.
They had an axe to grind too, because we killed them that year prior. They were angry.
Yes.
It was a whole thing. So.
Oh yeah, keep receipts.
And they did. And I would be the same. I'd come back at them too. I mean, they didn't kill us, but they definitely wrecked our season, a couple of games in.
Scott Frost's second start, but the whole season we went 11-2. Right after that game, we went and beat Colorado State 65-9. So my hope is that we have a similar outcome this weekend.
I would hope so. I mean, it's there. Northwestern is not phenomenal. We could probably do it, but we got to get it together. This ain't the old teams, back in the old day. Yeah, we got to just pull it together. It's an early game, usually Northwestern's forte, but it's here. So I think we'll get them, hopefully, but I don't think it'll be easy either. They always play us tough. It's always a struggle.
Yeah. Okay, I think I blocked all the spam that we have. They keep coming back.
Yeah, I know what their
Sorry
deal
about
is.
that, guys. I don't know why they're attacking us tonight. We're just trying to lick our wounds here, so leave us in peace, please. This is a joke.
Yeah,
I think I know who this is. I have a feeling that this is our friend Caden.
Oh, is that Caden person that was
Yeah.
dropping a couple super chats and didn't like it that you
Yeah, I didn't show
yeah.
them.
Yeah,
If
just
you
keep
are,
watching.
please just go.
Yeah, well,
Um,
there's a lot of stupid people out there, and unfortunately they can get on the internet. Any
oh,
dropout can get a data plan and spam a channel, so good for them.
yeah,
We're still enjoying our show. I don't care about any of these,
yeah.
mindless drones. Don't let them
Yeah.
bother you. They're nobody. But yeah, it was a tough week. We'll get better. It wasn't, I don't know, it was not the outcome any of us thought about. We all had us winning. I still have us winning this coming week. But yeah,
Gosh. All right. I do too. And on that note, until I figure out how to put it in a subscriber only mode, I'm gonna have to we're gonna have to shut it down for tonight.
no worries. Get rid of them. The roaches.
Yes, I will
They're,
figure
they're
that
just
out.
human trash, all of you, just so you know. But that being said, we'll be back next week.
Hey,
Minnie will be
and
back
I
on
did put
Thursday.
one comment on the screen. One person had something really wonderful to say about you.
Good job, Tiger Shark.
I forget who it was.
Oh,
I
it was
feel like
probably Matt Sainer. He
I
showed
think
up
it
for a
was.
minute.
I think it was.
Yeah, Matt's great. He's an OG Husker fan, just like me.
Yes, there it is.
Back in the olden days.
Fred, you are a legend. If
So are
you
you,
weren't
man.
here, no, I mean it. If you weren't here with me on Monday nights, I may not show up because it's tough to pull it together after a loss. It is. And not to be sucked in by the negativity and just want that spewing out of every hole that you have. Like,
Yeah, and that's kind of a scary thing, Husker Nation. When I'm the sobering glue that holds us together. Who knew that?
yeah, no, I appreciate you being here so much. I appreciate all of chat being here for our
Thanks,
Husker Hope
Rostowski. I
Hotline.
love you too.
Okay. All right, everybody, let's do this. Let's get through this week and let's live to
We're
see
gonna
another
live.
day.
We'll do it.
All right.
Go
Go
Big
Big
Red.
Red.